Hi everybody, it's time for Chapter 9 of Attaboy Sam. Chapter 9. Sam helped his mom that afternoon as she cleaned up the first floor of the house and set the table in the dining room for dinner. "You shouldn't have to clean up for your own birthday party," Sam told her. "You should make us do it." But Mrs. Krupnik laughed and said she didn't mind. "Anyway," she pointed out, "Anastasia isn't home from school yet, and neither is your dad." Then she looked at her watch. "They should both be here pretty soon, though. How are we doing with the table? About finished?" Sam looked at the dining room table. Usually the family ate in the kitchen, but this was, of course, a special occasion. They had set 5 places because Gertrude Stein was coming for dinner. It had only taken a few minutes to arrange the placemats. Sam had chosen his favorites, the yellow ones with blue flowers, and the silverware and plates. But then Sam and his mom had spent at least an hour figuring out how to fold the yellow napkins so that they looked like swans. Mrs. Krupnik had a magazine article with instructions, but it was hard. "I could make them into hats," Sam muttered as he tried for the millionth time to make a swan. "I think I could make them into snails or slugs," his mother said. "Shall we give up?" "Let's try one more time," Sam said. So Mrs. Krupnik read the instructions one more time, very slowly, folding as she did. Sam folded his at the same time. "Corner B halfway in so that it is perpendicular to side 2. Finally, they each had a little swan. A little wrinkly, a little misshapen, but a swan nonetheless. Carefully, they made 3 more before they forgot how. They set a yellow swan on top of each dinner plate. Mrs. Krupnik said that was how they did it in fancy restaurants. Sam had never been to a fancy restaurant. His favorite restaurant was Chuck E. Cheese, and he also liked the Ground Round okay, but neither of those places had napkins folded into swans. "I think it's all ready," Sam said, looking at the table. "We have to leave the middle empty because Dad's bringing flowers." "And fish," his mother said. "Gosh, I hope he doesn't forget the scrod. Everything else is ready, salad and potatoes and veggies. Mrs. Stein said she'd walk over around 6 o'clock. She's bringing some nice fresh rolls." "I hear the car," Sam announced. "Dad's home." The car clattered into the driveway, its engine sputtering, and they could hear it backfire after it entered the garage. In a moment, they heard Myron Krupnik slam the garage door. Sam's mom giggled. "That's the only time your father ever gets mad," she said. "He really hates that car." "I saw him kick it once," Sam told her, "but he hurt his toe when he did. Then he said the S word." "Well," Catherine Krupnik said, "if I ever get rich, I'll buy him a new car for his birthday." "A Lamborghini," Sam suggested. "Anybody home?" Anastasia's voice from the kitchen. "Me and Dad just got here at the same time." "Dad and I," Mrs. Krupnik called back, correcting her. "We're in the dining room. Come see how the table looks, all set for the party." Anastasia, her arms full of books, came to the door of the dining room. She looked at the table. "Neat," she said. "And Dad has flowers for the centerpiece." "But what did you do with the napkins?" she asked, puzzled. "Guess," Sam said. "Can't you tell what they are?" Mrs. Krupnik asked. Anastasia walked around the table slowly, examining the napkin swans. Finally, she shook her head. "Sailboats?" she guessed uncertainly. "Rats," Mrs. Krupnik said, "after all that work." "They're supposed to be rats?" Anastasia said. "Why on earth would you want rats at your birthday dinner?" No, her mother said. "I didn't mean that they were supposed to be rats. I meant..." "Hi, guys," Myron Krupnik said, appearing at the dining room door. He held a bouquet of flowers wrapped in twisted green tissue paper. "Hey, great! I got just the right color. Yellow chrysanthemums. They'll go with the napkins. What did you do to the napkins?" He peered at the table. "Oh," he said politely, "that's really clever, folding them into the shape of mushrooms." Mrs. Krupnik and Sam looked at each other and sighed. Silently, they collected the napkins and began to fold them into boring rectangles. "I want to talk to you guys before dinner," Mr. Krupnik said in a serious voice to Anastasia and Sam. "Can we meet privately in my study?" "About what?" Anastasia asked. "Are we in some kind of trouble?" "No," her father reassured her, "but we need to talk about the birthday gifts." For a moment, Sam, in the fascination of folding napkins and the anticipation of a party dinner, had forgotten about the gifts part. Now his heart sank. There really was no time left. If his perfume hadn't turned to perfume by now, or didn't turn to perfume in the next hour, he was in serious trouble. "I need to check on something," Sam said. "I'll be back in a minute for the meeting." He scooted up the stairs to his room. But he knew it was no use. He knew it before he opened the door, and he certainly knew it after he opened the door, because the smell almost knocked him down. The kitten, hearing him, looked up with its head and turned sideways as Sam entered the room. It came to him and rubbed itself against his leg. "Poor kitten," Sam murmured. "Do you feel okay? It really smells yucky in here." The kitten seemed all right, but Sam was worried. He remembered that once, a while ago, he had felt just fine one day, but the next day he had itched all over and his head was hot and he had chicken pox. Things like that could take a person by surprise. So Sam decided to move the kitten to a new location, one with fresh air, before it was too late. Stealthily, he crept down the hall to the guest room, making several trips with the kitten, its towel bed, its food, bowl, sandbox, and toys. He patted its head, apologized for the move, and went back downstairs. While Catherine Krupnik busied herself in the kitchen, Sam and his sister and father met privately in the study. Myron Krupnik, sitting at his desk, spoke in a very solemn voice. "I have to tell you kids," he announced, "that I really tried very hard to follow your mother's wishes, which were, as you know, to have homemade birthday gifts." "Me too," Anastasia said gloomily. "Me too," Sam said nervously. "But," their father went on, "I am, frankly, not very good at arts and crafts. And so, while you kids were working hard and turning out nifty gifts for your mother—" "Ha," Anastasia whispered. "Ha," Sam said under his breath. Their father didn't hear them. I was trying just as hard as you did, I think. But, well, this is hard to admit. I made a real botch of it." He reached over and picked up a large wrapped package that was leaning against the bookcase. He looked at Anastasia and Sam. "I am very, very embarrassed about this," he said. "It's horrible. I'm going to unwrap it and let you see it. And I understand when you laugh, but I want you to promise that you'll continue to love me even when you see what a mess I made of your mother's birthday gift." Looking absolutely miserable, Mr. Krupnik began to untie the knot in the string. "Wait, Dad," Anastasia said. Her father looked up. "Before you unwrap it, Dad," Anastasia said, "I want to tell you that you're not the only one. I'm not much good at that stuff either, and I tried, but I really made a mess of my present too. And I'm just as embarrassed as you are. Sam's the only one who succeeded in making Mom a great gift. Mine's in my book bag. Wait, everybody, and I'll get it and bring it here and show it to you so that you don't have to feel bad. And Dad, I'll understand when you laugh, but you have to promise that you'll still love me, even when you see what a mess I made." Anastasia started toward the door. "Wait," Sam said in a loud voice. His father and sister stared at him, and he scrambled down from the couch. "You get yours, Anastasia," Sam said, "and Dad, you bring yours. And both of you come to my room so I can show you mine." "You mean we finally get to see the big secret you've been working on in your room?" Anastasia asked. "Yes," Sam told them. "And I'll understand when you laugh, but you have to promise that—" "We'll love you anyway," his father said, smiling. "Okay," Sam said. "You'll get to see it, and hear it, and smell it."